In today's video, we're going to talk about the cable fan-in WD tool, basically adding cable fan-in annotations to our wiring diagrams. First, we'll take a look in our schematic drawing at the two cables we're going to work with. Cable number 38 starts from terminal strip TA, location code P201, and runs over to the device CB4 with a description of 3000 amps. The second cable we're going to work on is cable number 92. This cable starts from terminal strip TB, location code P203, and runs to terminal strip TA, location code P201. Now we'll move to our wiring diagram, and I'll zoom into those two cable locations. You can see I've already added the annotations to the drawing just to save some extra time in the video. And here are two cables, number 92 and cable 38. We'll go to on the SDS Panel WD tab to the Cable Fan-In WD tool. The top part of the dialog determines the options for the graphics of the wire fan-in, whether you want fillet, chamfer, sharp corners, or no fan-in labels, and how you want the cable label to appear, rectangular, circular, brackets, and there's even areas for you to create your own custom ones, such as oval. One of the primary areas that we're going to be discussing is the picked annotation redisplay option that takes place in the middle of the dialog. This changes how the actual annotation on the drawing will appear. We have several options available, from no changes at all to simply adding the fan in to altering the code. For example, maybe since we're adding the fan in, I don't need to see the cable label number 38 repeated 4 times plus once again on the label itself. So I may decide to remove that and just show it on the label, but still show all of the remaining information. So in my example, I'll pick 2 location device pin and make sure to add the wire color to the label. Finally, the last step is simply to pick the location where I want the label to be. In my case, I want it to move off to the left, so I'll select the component wires, and as you can see, as I'm selecting them, the label annotation is being changed. Then I simply locate where I want the fan-in wiring to be placed, and then locate the cable label. As soon as I move that last piece to the left, the label marker is being placed in. You can see now my cable label says number 38, but the annotations themselves only show the location, component code, and the wire colors. I'm going to go now to the Anno Fan Fix option tool that shows you how we can take that existing annotation and alter it to match whatever you want to see for the cable. In my case, for example, maybe I don't want to see the location code, so I'm going to choose device pin and make sure again I select the wire colors. Now you can see how it's removing the location code from each one of the labels. Maybe even I just need to see the wire color itself. I don't need to see the rest of that information. That is an option some companies use. And this time I'll even use the window option to select all of the wiring. Now you can see we simply have the wire colors themselves and the cable label on the drawing. Again, all the information is there in the background from the annotation that we did earlier, the Add Anno tool, but now we've just configured it specifically for these individual cables. Going to repeat that same tool again, doing an add-in for cable number 92. In this case, I'll go straight to the location code and device pin options, making sure again to select that I want to add the wire color, and again I'll choose to place this off to the left. Now this wire, or actually both wires, have part numbers assigned to them, but this one had a part number that had 5 wires in the cable instead of just 4 like on cable number 38. So in this case, the tool has automatically shown you that there's 1 spare wire, and it's updated the deref option to drawing number 13, where that other end of the cable is located on the drawing. Cable 38 didn't annotate that because it doesn't exist in my data set yet. Now let's move to the other end of that cable, drawing number 13, right as we show on the DREF value. I'll zoom up to the upper left-hand corner where that cable is located. And you'll see here's the other end of that cable, started from the other drawing on P201, and now it's coming over to this panel, P203. Again, I'll run the annotation tool on this drawing, locating the components off to the left-hand area. And in this drawing, we can see it's also labeling the spare information. And if you look at the drawing or DREF cross-reference, you can see we have this drawing just configured slightly differently to show you both the location and the drawing number, in this case drawing number 11, again to show you that the tool can be flexible, set up to show you the information as you want to see it. And of course, we can always come back to our Anno Fan Fix tool and alter how we want to see the wiring appear in the drawing, in this case using the same color codes and so on like we had in the previous one. A couple other nice features I'd like to show you is the Align tool. I can select on a component to start the command, choose the component that I want to align things with. So in this case, you see I picked that I want everything to line up with cable 38. Notice how it automatically lined up the insertion points of those components. We also have our SDS scoot command. That's an enhanced version of the AutoCAD scoot command that automatically lines up all the wire connections for the multiple wire pieces. And this completes today's video.